It's about 9:30 in the morning. I got down here about 9, and the first two spots I was gonna hunt both had trucks parked in them. So I've been driving around and decided to stop here. I'm gonna try to do some field watching this morning until about 11 or so, or go back to the truck to try another spot. Tried to hit a new spot, and there was a truck parked there as well. But I got this spot here to myself, and there's a bunch of fields. Nothing's happening out here. On to the next spot. Well, I'm back here where I could see pasture where I caught a gobbler off of the other day when he ended up flying up with some hands. No gobbles. I've been cutting loud, calling, yelping, and heard a peep. Okay, so I'm back at a spot where I tried to roost them the other day, and they were across the hollow for me, if you remember. I'm going to try it again, but I'm here a lot earlier, so I've got more time to get back in there. Well, I got some company. There's a house nearby, and they came out through the woods before I could get going. Come here, boy. Well, this is as far as I made it the other day, but you can see the sun is still up there pretty good. So I can go down and get up on the next ridge into the next hollow if I want to. I just bumped a deer up off the top of that hill. They like to roost up there with the turkeys. I'm gonna set up here for a while, call just a few times and listen, mostly listen. Well, they ought to be flying up in about 45 minutes. Uh-oh. That's the first. Might be those jakes. That's the first gobble I've heard all day. That's multiple birds. It may have just been that one jake, but I don't think so. I can't just walk up to squirrels like this during squirrel season. Happens all the time during turkey season. If you're being quiet and stealthy, the squirrels will let you get closer without spooking. This one still hasn't run off. If you don't pay them any mind and you keep going slow and stealthy, they won't ever run off. They'll just kind of work their way away from you. I guess it was just that jake. The way it echoed off sounded like more than one bird. At least I called something in. That's a big improvement over past couple times I've been out. sure if I'll make it to the top of my listening spot before daylight or not. We're getting close to the ridge, but we're also getting close to daylight. I've heard a couple very distant gobbles off across the creek on private. I already hear birds coming out of the trees. They're between me and that bird. They've got hands. I'd imagine they're coming off the roost a little early and hitting that field. If that's the case, he's gonna get down there with them. I'm gonna go down and try to find a place to cross the creek. See if I can get a look in there and see if they're out in the field or not. The field is out there. The birds were down that way. I'm not convinced they're in the field, but I'm hoping they're in there. Yeah, check that out. No, they're not in this field. There's a fence out there. It's the boundary line, and there's another field past it that could be there. Or they could be down that way. They were roosted up here on this ridge. And I'd like to sneak out and get a peek into this private field. A bird gobbled way down that way. I think I heard him earlier. He was one of the first ones to gobble, but he's on private too. Check that out. It's been in there for a little bit. Almost looks like a tractor ran over it, pushed it into the dirt. But it's this year's. Pedicle's still white. Nice. Nothing out in this field, so they didn't come down here after all. However, they were roosted up on that ridge. There's another field on the other side. It's private. Y'all, I think I might be seeing things. I think I might not. Uh-oh. That is what I thought it was. That's pretty cool. Now I gotta carry 3 antlers with me 2 miles back to the truck, and I'm still headed away from the truck. Got 2 deer beds. No, there's more than 2. A bed there, right there. A couple, 3 more beds right there. I think this is gonna end up being a waste of my time. The boundary is right here on the creek bank, so I'm gonna just start working my way back towards the truck, but I'm gonna stop and try to find a bird or 2 on the way back. There goes those does. I don't even know where they came from, but well, I got me a little mid-morning nap. I've been cutting and yelping here and there trying to get a gobble, and I still haven't heard a gobble since early this morning. Alright, so I got Ted with me this afternoon. We're trying to Just hit some spots that are easy access that you can go and call and listen. Just try to strike one up. Same thing I've been doing pretty much. It's been quiet all day since they flew down, so hopefully we'll get into a lonely one. Yeah, well, we're going to try this spot that might have a bird in it. We're finding feathers. Yeah, there's another one. Somebody definitely killed one in here. There's hackle all down this trail. Yeah, it's just a hen, but I can't see over the rise. There could be more. Just in case there's a tom with them, we're gonna try to flank them a little bit, get a better look. We're deep in the woods here. Nobody hunts here. It's so far back. I don't think anybody's ever hunted in here before. Alright, well, I'm making sure these guys get out of Tennessee so I can have some land to myself again. Make sure they all hit the road safely. I don't know about safe in that Smurf. You're just gonna leave that here? Somebody will come in.
What do you think safer, driving the bus or the Smurf?
The bus. Smurf's falling apart.
Yep, well, I gotta take it about 200 miles today, so.
Good luck, Ted. Stay safe.
Poor Ted, seriously.
Poor Ted.
Good hanging out with y'all.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
It's good seeing you.
Go kill a couple in Georgia for me.
Try to.
You killed the rest of them that are left here, right?
Yeah,
Every single one of them.
All three of them.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm back at the spot where me and Ted hunted yesterday, and there was a guy parked here, and we had some buddies from Mississippi who killed one and worked another bird in this area this morning, but they heard several. There's still a good bunch of birds out here. It's just a matter of finding one that'll work, or maybe spot one out in the field. We got a little bit of rain here. It's a little drizzly, so maybe the birds will start working out in the field a little bit. Well, that's got some good bases going, doesn't he? Got some thunder brewing. That's good and bad thing. Good thing might get a gobble out of it. Bad thing, I might have to throw a bag over the camera. See, I didn't realize this yesterday because I wasn't this far down the drainage with Ted, but it opens up real nice just in this one little spot. If I had to guess, this is where they're roosting. I may have to throw a bag over the camera for a while, but I'm so far from the truck now, I'm not just gonna walk all the way back there. I'm gonna just keep going through these woods, listening for gobbles. I don't see a tom yet. We got just over half an hour of legal shooting light. I'm heading back to where I started out, this one corner of the woods where I've heard that there was a bird roosting pretty much every night. So I guess I'm just gonna ease in there, make a couple soft calls. If nothing answers, I'll just sit there and see if I hear anything fly up. I'm not a very good owl hooter, but sometimes owls will answer, sometimes a turkey will gobble. I don't know if y'all could hear. It's a good ways off to the south. Basically in the middle of everything I've been walking all over all day. Well, tomorrow's another day. Gotta work in the morning early. But if I get some nice weather later tomorrow, I'll be back out here. If not, it'll be Tuesday.